weep, grana, weep, ninny-bong, and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things Transformers and Transformers action figure related. I'm very happy today to be showing you the second addition to my Earthrise lineup, the fantastic StarScream from the Earthrise War for Cybertron. Again, UK guys, I managed to get this from Star Action Figures. Kapow Toys, I think they also had a few, but they sold out very quickly. Retail wise, still can't find these Earthrise figures anywhere. I've been to Forbidden Planet and I've been to some Smith's Toys and things like that. Can't find anything in and around Manchester, so I got this from Star Action Figures. You can head over there, you can get yourself a StarScream at the moment. That's where I got my Optimus from. If you want to check out the video for Optimus Prime, that was the last video I did, so click on the link to go and check that one out. And you can also get yourself a lovely Grapple from there, who will be my next video. But today we're going to talk about StarScream. So before we have a look at the main event, let's have a look at his packaging. It's Earthrise packaging, Transformers, Earthrise, awesome artwork there. If I just pick the camera up for 1 second, he looks a little orangey on that picture, but wow, absolutely fantastic. Have a look at the back. You've got your product shots here just on the back of him with his weapon, with a weaponizer. He transforms into 30 steps into the fantastic fighter jet, Earth style. We have Transformers logo, Galvatron, so hyped for Galvatron, and then again the Earthrise pictures with all the lovely Quintessons, Nemesis, Unicron in the background, Megatron, Wheeljack, Bumblebee hiding out in the little corner there, RC. Again, looking forward to so many of these figures that are coming down from that. We also heard this week that we're going to get was it an alligator from the one of the Quintessons. Wow, it's just going to be all kinds of craziness coming with the Earthrise. So there's the packaging. As you know, with these packaging, like previously we had the blacklight gimmick, where we could find some stuff online, some information about them. My StarScream came with the red version of what we get with this, which is we get this lovely red filter to try and find the names, but I've checked on this and I can't find the planet type name that is supposed to pop out that you can put in online. So maybe mine is defective and they just didn't print it for mine, or maybe StarScream doesn't have one, but he does still come with your lovely red indicator. And that's enough with the packaging. Let's take a look at the main event himself, StarScream. Wow, this is fantastic. This is such an impressive jet mode. His alt mode is absolutely beautiful. You can see all the molded detail here. You've got your cockpit, lovely orange, decked out in his true G1 colors, so much molded. You can see how the transformation works quite a bit from underneath, but overall this is absolutely beautiful. Bit of a shame that this looks like it should be a landing wheel, but doesn't come down, unfortunately. Be cool if it did. And it's got a little bit of a gap here. Hopefully some third party will create a plug for that to really plug that hole. But other than that, this is an absolutely beautiful StarScream. To bring it in for the comparison, here we have the Siege. So you can see them two together. So there's StarScream in his Cybertronian Tetrajet mode, and you can see him alongside the new Earth modes. Size-wise comparison, pull back a little bit here, you can see he's much longer than the stubbier version that we got with Siege, but overall this is an absolutely fantastic jet mode. I prefer the jet mode definitely to the War for Cybertron mode. I love this Tetrajet, but I just think this is just wow. This has blown me away, this jet mode. Absolutely beautiful. Really happy that I picked it up, even if it's just for that mode. I think it just looks fantastic. It's everything I would personally want from a StarScream jet mode. Looks awesome. You can swap his weapons around if needs be. You can see that we have the plugs in multiple places, so if you want to have them on the side like so, you can move them around, because all of the Siege figures, War for Cybertron figures, sorry, they all have multiple ports. You can also attach them on the back if you want to put the lasers in a slightly different place. Here you can have them just on the back, but I think probably the best way to do it is to have them just in the classic lasers on the sides of his wing has just come out a little bit there. There we go. Up there. So overall, an absolutely beautiful G1-esque jet mode. Love it. Good price point as well. See, he's a Voyager class, and yeah, I think he's just perfect so far. My favorite thing from the Earthrise lineup, potentially one of my favorites from the entire War for Cybertron line so far, certainly alt mode wise. So let's have a look at how we do the transformation. First transformation we need to do is we will take off his cannons, which will then just leave us with the jet. Then you're going to want to just separate the wing a little and pull it up. Just be careful with these wings. Mine have already popped off a couple of times. They do just clip back on, but just be wary of that they do tend to just pop off slightly. You can see this one's a little loose already. They pop back on, but they are a little bit loose. Then you're going to want to come around the back here, collapse these down, and just fold the two bits around there, like that. Then bring up his cod piece here and fold out the legs like so, and then you can just pull both legs out and attach this to the little plug that's in the back, so it attaches on his kneecaps there and there. Then separate the legs and the feet. My feet seem very much connected to this as well, like if I move that, it wants to move that, so you have to just push that back again, and then you see he has his feet. You can always turn them into a little bit of Macross there. Bring this up, and then once we do that, there's two little clips here. These clips are really sturdy, so you'll actually just pop it out like that, and then just pop it out like that, which then brings this back, fold the arms out, bring the nose cone up and spin the nose cone around and push it back into down here and into place. Pull the head to reveal that. Close the chest back up so clips back in there and back in there. You can see we have most of StarScream done then, and then we bring the arms out again. So the arms are just going to be unhinged like so, clipped back in, and the fist goes down, arm out, unhinge. There's a little clip at the back, make sure you unhinge that as well, pull it out, and there we have StarScream's robot mode. Just fix the camera up here a little bit. There we go. So there we have him in his robot mode. Attach the lasers, the null rays on the side, and there we have StarScream in his robot mode. So fantastic looking robot mode, really nice transformation. I like the way that everything is used, so you've got nothing hanging off the back like you did on here. You know, the chest piece becomes the piece you think it's going to become. I absolutely love it. There's nothing that just kind of, there's nothing that seems out of place on this bot at all. Have a look at him around the back. There's a little bit of a backpack which you're going to get with StarScream and the rest of all the Seekers, but it's nothing compared to the backpack that we had on the Siege model where everything is hanging off. So because of that, he is much more balanced than the Siege figure was. If we have a little look at the head sculpt here, you can see that he has a really nice looking head sculpt there. Lovely red eyes. You can't, the light's not catching the eyes quite as well as I'd like here, but there is lovely looking red eyes on him. He has lots of molded detail on this. You can see all of the molded detail, classic looking red, blue, and the kind of grey, washed out white looking colouring on the rest of him. He's fantastic. Accessories wise, obviously he comes with his null rays, but these null rays fit so well. They're so sturdy compared to the Siege figure, which I found to be have quite loose null rays. His null rays are extremely sturdy, and as is the rest of this figure. He is very, very well put together. So articulation wise, you can see you can get a bend on the arm. You can't get a full arm movement because of the wings. You can fold his wings back if you want to maybe get a little bit of range of motion, but not, you can get, so you can go like that then, but you're not going to get the full arm swing just because of the wings. Head is on a ball joint. You can get a full 360, and you can get a little bit of range of motion from there, which is great. Legs on this figure, you can get a little bit there. You can move this forward and you can get more forwards, but backwards you do struggle to get a good articulation there. Bend at the knees, it bends, but you just have to make sure that this plug here doesn't fall out when he's bending his knees. And then you've also got a little bit of articulation on the toes due to the transformation, and you've got some rocker, some toe tilt as well at the bottom. So there he is, StarScream. Wow, very impressive looking robot mode. So that's StarScream's robot mode. Let's now bring the Siege version in for a little bit of a comparison. So we can see here, height wise, they're about the same. I think head wise, I think that the Siege figure stands a little taller, certainly the head, and you can see the back pieces here, they go up further. So the Siege figure does stand a little taller, even though the alt mode on the Earthrise StarScream is definitely longer and bigger. The battle damage that you can see on the Siege figure is gone, so this is a completely clean figure. No battle damage on this one whatsoever. I know that was slightly controversial with some areas of the fandom around the battle damage on the Siege figures. I quite like it, but it's not on these Earthrise figures. Head sculpt wise, you can see it's a completely new head sculpt, and if you look at pieces that they actually share, I don't think there's any shared pieces. Obviously the chest plate looks similar, but it's a different chest plate. You know, the jet tits are more sunk in on this one, and they're quite flush on the side of this one. It is a completely new figure. They haven't reused anything at all. Face wise, oh, maybe no, I think they've even the bottom of the face. So this is a completely new figure, no reused parts, which is great. You can see what I was talking about before about the backpack. Move the camera out a little bit here. About the backpack on these two, about how he has the bigger backpack and everything kind of sits on the back, whereas StarScream from Earthrise, his is a lot smaller backpack. And you can see if I move this now, I touch that's not going anywhere. I touch the ones on this, they're very loose. The ones on this, to the point where sometimes you put them up and they fall down. So I'm really glad that they managed to fix this and how secure the null rays are on this. So that is a much better fix for the null ray. So that's the two of them side by side, and you can see this one has G1 flavors. This is very G1 orientated. I like both of these robot modes, but I think my favorite is definitely the new StarScream in this mode. Compare him size wise again to 35th anniversary Megatron, and also with Soundwave. So you can see he stands a little taller than Soundwave there, but those three look pretty badass together. And then just for a little comparison, just because I love this guy so much, bring in Skytread, who is a slightly smaller Deluxe model, and you can see lovely little Decepticon family there, and you can see Skytread just a little smaller than the rest, but you know, you can put them together. They still looks fantastic even with the rest of the Siege. Guys, I think this is so far from Earthrise. Obviously this is my second review, much better than the Prime. I prefer this to the Siege StarScream, so this is definitely, as you all know, I am new to the collecting scene, so I've been collecting since I was a kid, but I got rid of a lot of my collection, and now because of this figure right here, this is what got me back into collecting when I saw this in the Tetrajet mode. But now I actually think this is better. This is actually better than the Siege figure. From display purposes, I'll probably display this in Tetrajet mode and this one in the robot mode. But I really like the other version, and maybe I can get him on sale and be able to display him in both modes. Personally, I think this is a fantastic effort on a StarScream. Price point really good. And just when I got the Prime, I've got to admit, if you want to see my review on Prime, and you can take a little look at how he stands next to Prime. So Leader Class Prime right there, so you can see he stands fairly similar in height to Prime there. You can see my review of that in the last one. I was a little disappointed in this Prime and in the way that everything's gone with this one. I didn't think it was as good as certainly as the 35th anniversary version of Prime that we got with Siege, but for this, yeah, fantastic. If you are a collector, I would rush out and get this straight away. Can't recommend this one more highly. So yeah, really good. So excited now to get the rest of the Siege figures, because if they're the same kind of quality and transformation as this, the transformation on this is awesome. I love doing the transformation on this. Really good, nice, strong, no real gaps when you look at the robot here. Just an amazing figure. Really well done to Hasbro on this one. Love it. So guys, hopefully you're enjoying the content that I put out around here. If you would like to help my channel out, if you could like, share and subscribe to this, that would be fantastic. My next video is obviously going to be Grapple. So cheers guys, see you in the next one. Bye bye.